So you're telling me I get to see not only John Wick back on screen, but Ana de Armas? I'm sold. Let's talk about Ballerina. Hey guys, AGYT Abbott here. Welcome to my review for Ballerina. Yeah, I know it's called From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, but that's too long of a title. Ballerina suits it just fine. And this will be a spoiler review right off the bat here, so I want to let you guys know that if you haven't seen Ballerina, or if you haven't seen the John Wick films, because there will be some spoilers for that in here, potentially, then definitely go check them out, go see Ballerina, come back and hear my thoughts. And if you do enjoy the video as it's progressing, make sure to leave a like. So, let's get into it here. John Wick is a franchise that I have loved for so long now. And then they announced that we were getting Ballerina, which is a film about Ana de Armas. She plays Eve Macaro, who is this girl that from a very young age just gets thrown right into the underbelly of the John Wick universe when her father is killed, and then she gets taken to the Roscaroma by Winston, of course, back from the previous films, and he also has Lance Reddick's character, Sharon, in here. It was nice to see him for a bit. And we see Eve over time grow up to be this very skilled assassin, where she is, of course, doing pirouettes and dancing on the stage, but then when she's not doing that, she is fighting and trying to kick ass the best that she can. Even though her trainer, you know, she's like, you're pulling your punches, you're letting the man decide how to handle this fight, how the fight's going to go. You need to fight like a girl, and you need to adapt and cheat. And we see her fight this dude. She kicks him in the balls twice. So she fights dirty, man. I love it. I think Eve is a great character in general here. She's definitely an intriguing one because from a young age, her father gets killed, we see in the opening of the film. And then later on in the movie, she discovers that these guys, that she's on a mission, she discovers that one of these guys has a marking, an X on the wrist, that they are part of the group that killed her father. So she goes after him, goes just full rogue on this mission. The Roscaroma tries to tell her, you know, you don't need to pursue this. If you do this, it's gonna, you know, lead to nothing but hurt for you. You don't want to find out some things about your father. And she goes on this great journey here where we encounter Daryl Dixon. Norman Reedus is in this. That explains the shirt. He's not in it for too long, maybe like 10 minutes, but hey, Norman Reedus, I will take anything. I just love this guy. He's great in everything I've seen him in. He fits right in here, honestly, to the John Wick universe. He is kicking ass with a shotgun in this scene, where we get Eve going to the Continental to find him because he's a part of the cult that she's pursuing that killed her father. And he's like, look, I'm on the run. I have this daughter, and I'm trying to get her out of this, but they have a rule where you can't get out of it. No one gets out of this. So once you join, you're in it for life, pretty much. If you try to leave, they will hunt you down to the bitter end, and they are hunting him down. They presumably kill him in one scene, but fortunately later on it's revealed that he did survive that, and the rest of the movie kind of becomes about Eve finding the daughter, because the daughter gets taken by the guy that's running things, and I can't remember his name because the villain isn't that memorable in this movie. You know, you always kind of remember, of course, very first John Wick, they kill the dog. You remember those guys, kind of. And then in Chapter 2, you had Ruby Rose was in there, and you had Common was in there. Great villains there. And then Chapter 3, I forget the guy's name, but the samurai guy, he was fucking cool. I loved him. He was great. And then Chapter 4, you of course have Bill Skarsgård. And this movie, I don't think I'll really remember this guy. And as far as the story goes, I would say it's definitely the weakest of the John Wick films. And this is the weakest of the John Wick films. It's the least best. It's still fucking great. I had a great time with this movie. There are some incredible action sequences in here. They really get creative with the way that she kills people in this. There are ice skates that she is slipping around, slitting throats and shit with. There are, of course, plenty of axes. There are plenty of, there's a scene where she's fighting in a kitchen with this chef, or a bartender, and they're, like, hitting each other with plates. That's pretty funny. Of course, you have the flamethrower fight, which is really intense, and then she uses a water hose on him. That was really awesome. You get a grenade sequence where she goes to this guy's place to get some guns, and these guys from the cult attack, and she uses grenades to blow them all up to shitterines. I mean, this is a gory film. This might be one of the goriest John Wick films. I mean, don't get me wrong. John slamming axes into people's heads and, cutting them, all over the place with swords and shit. It's bloody, but this movie you get grenades blowing people up and they just fucking explode. It's awesome. It really is. And I think Ana de Armas does a fantastic job here. I think that she does fit in this world just like Norman Reedus does. Her chemistry with John Wick when he's on screen. Let's talk about John Wick. I haven't even talked about him yet. Keanu Reeves, man, this guy, God, I love Keanu Reeves. He just puts his all into fucking everything, man. He's like Tom Cruise. He goes for it in every single film that he does. He's like, we're gonna do the choreography, we're gonna do the gun training, we're gonna do all of this work, and we're gonna make an entertaining film for the fans. Because he's a movie fan, just like Tom Cruise. Keanu Reeves has a very passionate love for cinema, and I admire that heavily, and especially action cinema, which is a genre that can be generic at times, and this movie and this franchise in general finds ways to spice it up. That's why John Wick, the franchise in general, is probably, I don't know if it's my favorite action franchise. I'd have to think if there were any others that rival it, but it's high up there, if not. And you really get a lot of entertaining sequences in this movie. You have, of course, you have cars, ramming into her car and shooting at her. You have, of course, the ice skating, like I mentioned, the grenades, the flamethrower. The final, 40 minutes is some of the most tense stuff in the John Wick universe, because she goes to this town where this cult is located, and you see all these different people in the bars and everything. You're like, okay, these are just civilians. They're gonna run out of here when she starts, firing and kicking shit off. No, they are a part of the cult too. So now this whole town is attacking her. I mean, people are putting their kids inside the houses and then grabbing their guns and going out to kill her. And I thought about how interesting of a dynamic this is, where she loses her father at a young age, but she's forced to kill these people that have children in this town that are part of this cult that are attacking her. And the movie didn't explore that, really didn't delve into that side of it. I thought maybe they were going to do something with it, but that's just something I thought of. That's interesting, the fact that she lost her father at a very young age by these guys that killed him. And here she is killing this entire town that, they're forcing themselves onto her. And she's forced to kill them and then pretty much orphan these kids. That's an interesting thing. The story, like I said, is the weakest. There's a subplot with her sister. She just randomly is able to find her sister. She's a part of this cult. And it turns out her father was trying to get her away from this cult and separate her from her sister. And that's why they didn't really want Eve knowing that, because that would paint her father in kind of a bad light, where she was trying to separate her from her sister and leave her sister behind. But honestly, I didn't feel the emotion when she died. I really didn't. I didn't get invested in that character enough. They didn't build her up enough. But as for Eve, I found her journey to be compelling. I loved the action with John Wick. There's a mutual respect between her and John when they're fighting. Let me know what you guys thought of Ballerina down in the comments below. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I had a blast with this movie. I think the action sequences are very entertaining. It's got Ana de Armas, Keanu Reeves, Norman Reedus. It has the people that I love in it. Of course, like I said, Winston and Sharon, nice to see them again. Yeah, just another entertaining John Wick film. It's the weakest of the franchise, but it's the least best. That's how I would put it. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Once again, tell me what you thought of Ballerina in the comments below. Take care, and goodbye.